Have you ever gone back to a game that you really loved as a kid, expecting to pick right back up on the enjoyment, but after playing it, realize it just doesn't hold up or even hit like it used to when you were younger? I know you all have plenty of games in mind like that already, but today we're actually taking a look at the few games from my childhood that are truly great regardless of how much time goes by. Plus, you guys know me, I just wanted a reason to talk about these great games like I always do. And if you've never played any of these for whatever reason, the best part is they're all dirt cheap now. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more gaming content like this. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and all support is greatly appreciated. Also, comment down below your 3 favorite games from your childhood you feel hold up regardless of age and time. And be sure to join our Discord server, Bril's Lair. It's going to be the best place for our community and we're only getting started. But I'm not going to hold us up any longer. Let's get right into the video. When Batman Arkham Asylum came out in 2009, I doubt developer Rocksteady would have known how influential their combat system would be to video games all these years later. I bring this up because it feels like a lot of action-oriented games released today have combat systems that are either some sort of variation or derivative of the Arkham or Dark Souls series. Like, this is a series that has shaped many of our games today. Following the success of Arkham Asylum, Arkham City had high expectations from critics, all gamers, and 12-year-old me who couldn't be more hyped on Christmas Day. What really sticks with me all these years later about this game is that it was the first time I beat a game and truly went, wow. Like, not just at the ending, which we won't get into. I mean, it's been like 13 years, so spoilers shouldn't matter, but the wow was just for the overall game as a whole. From start to finish, I was enthralled with the world of Batman in Arkham City. It was expanded upon from its predecessor as well, but even its processor, Arkham Knight, being what it was, I feel like Arkham City was the one who shined the most with all its missions, story, and legendary performances from Mark Hamill, the late Kevin Conroy, and other great actors and voice actors who truly brought to life each character. What made Arkham City feel special to me was just how it captured the essence of what it meant to be Batman. Now admittedly, I've never played Arkham Asylum, and it did set the foundation for the series, but Arkham City took it to a whole new level by being able to explore all of Arkham. Like, the city is truly yours to watch over in the game, and you're given all you need as Batman to stop the main antagonist, no one other than the clown prince of crime himself, the Joker. While the Joker's at the forefront of this game, we can't sleep on Batman's infamous rogues gallery, which pretty much everyone here is present, from Dr. Freeze, to Bane, to Two-Face, to the Al Ghuls. Like, they didn't skimp out on who you can have a run with in at all. Hey man, I would bring up the Riddler too, but you'd have to pay me a whole lot of freaking money to spend my time hunting those damn trophies around the world. And shit, even then, I still might say no. But man, the gameplay, the stealth, the brutal knockouts, all the gear and tech at your disposal. Like, it was really an experience that makes you wonder why all games can't have this quality and be provided with the love they deserve. If you're a fan of the PlayStation Spider-Man series, I promise you'll love this game as well, especially if you could run it on max settings on a PC, which any modern one should be able to do with no issues at all. The suits you unlock are cool as well, but there isn't much variety in this game compared to Arkham Knight, and you technically can't change your suit until you beat the main game, but there's a cheat code to bypass that. Overall, Batman Arkham City and the Arkham series in general are just one of those games that you'll continue to hear about for years, as it left such a great impression on many gamers my age and older. If you only played God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, you might be a bit surprised that prior to the soft reboot, the God of War series was pretty much closer to a hack and slash game than the narrative focused one we have received more recently. This is definitely not a complaint or critique, but just to take note of the games because they did take different directions when it was released on the PlayStation 4. So in November of 2010, we received the second God of War game on the PSP, which was actually released as an exclusive. One reason why I wanted to highlight this game specifically in this video was that because it being a PSP exclusive, many of you may have not been exposed to this game back when it released, or even now. But please, don't let the PSP thing get to you because they did this thing with their game. When the PSP came out, it was pretty much touted as a console on the go, and while that didn't really hold true with the PSP more often, getting games that were cut down versions of console games, God of War Ghost of Sparta was the one that had no compromises. If you doubt that, the game is literally a main series entry in the franchise. This was truly a console quality game on the go, and you feel like a complete badass rampaging as Kratos as you continue to exact your revenge on the gods. Speaking of Kratos, let's briefly discuss just exactly what's going on in this game. If you know anything about God of War prior to the PS4 releases, then you definitely remember hothead, quick-tempered, and the War Machine version of Kratos, In this game, Kratos chooses to investigate his origin since he's still plagued by visions from his past as a mortal, and in these visions, he's guided to Atlantis where his mother Callisto tells him that his brother Deimos is still alive. In an attempt to save his brother, Kratos travels to the domain of death where the brothers band together to fight Deimos' captor, the god of death, Thanatos. Not Thanos, Thanatos. In all seriousness, part of what makes God of War so great is the weapons and the power you feel, and in Ghost of Sparta, Kratos' main weapon in this game are the Blades of Athena, which are essentially just the Blades of Chaos. They are a pair of blades affixed to chains that are coiled around Kratos' wrists and arms. The blades can be swung offensively in a variety of ways during gameplay, and later in the game, you also receive the Arms of Sparta, a new weapon that combines a shield and spear to provide you with more fighting options. This spear can be thrown at far off objects or defend yourself with the shield, similar to the Rage ability from the other games as well. Kratos gains Thera's Bane, a special ability that gives him increased attack damage strong enough to break through enemy armor by infusing fire into his blades. Kratos also receives the ability to wield up to 3 magical abilities, the Horns of Boreas, Scourge of Arenas, and the Eye of Atlantis, as well as Poseidon's Trident, which makes its return from the chains of Olympus, giving Kratos the ability to breathe longer underwater, which can definitely be helpful. And the best thing about this as well, if you're an iPhone user, you can now download PPSSPP on the App Store and play this game in high resolution on the go. I won't show you how to do that here, but it is certainly possible and easier than it's ever been before. And if you're on Android, then none of this stuff is new to you. You guys already know how to do this. This game is also playable as a part of the God of War collection, which I just looked up, and it's only available on PS3, so good luck. But God of War Ghost of Sparta is a game everyone with a phone should really check out because it's truly just one of those games that provides an intriguing narrative and plot, and for sure the best hack and slash gameplay of any series in my opinion. You know a game is great when you purchase it on every system you possibly can. Like I remember when I finally got $20 to get Bully on my PS2 when I was like in 5th grade, so like around 2010. I then proceeded to buy the Scholarship Edition on the 360 a year later, and then eventually on PS4 again. Like, I'm genuinely surprised I don't have it on mobile or PC yet. Some games may get boosted by nostalgia for how good they really were, but others stand the test of time because the gameplay, story, and overall package appeal no matter what year or platform it's on, and Bully is just one of those games. There's a big reason why people still clamor for a sequel, and I would definitely love to see one. Yes, if you might not have been familiar with the game, it might seem like a watered down GTA formula, but I promise you, no one cared because the plot and the setting were just done so well, and Jimmy makes a perfect protagonist to play in a game like this.
Lola, you win. She's yours.
This has nothing to do with her, man. I don't care. You can keep that slut for yourself.
What? You don't want her? Then why did you do this? Why'd you fight? Just to prove you're tougher than me?
That's right. And don't you or your boys forget it. I'm tougher than you, so maybe now you'll stop bullying everyone. You work for me now.
Let's dive a bit more into these elements. For those who don't know, in Bully, you play as young teen crash out James Hopkins, or better known as Jimmy, of course. Since you can't act right, your parents ship your ass off to boarding school for your high school years, and you're given the entire campus to explore, at first. The emphasis is truly on the campus and its students. Like, there are various typical art types of students, like you have your bullies, your nerds, preppies, greasers, jocks, and the prefects, who are like the authorities around the school, and eventually the townies when you get access to outside of the campus a little before midway of the game. You can interact with each of these groups, however you want to be mindful how you treat them because you can make enemies. Bully consists of 6 story chapters. You can attend 5 different classes and participate in different mini games for each of them, and truthfully, they're really fun. Like, I always genuinely enjoyed going to class and trying to pass. It's very unique in that few games are able to really capture that school atmosphere and are able to pull it off. Like, Hogwarts Legacy is the one game that comes to mind, but that was released damn near 2 decades later. The courses increase in difficulty as you complete each one, and you're rewarded with new gear or skills based on each class. For instance, you can apologize to authority figures after breaking the rules with more English classes, and you can make your own throwable weapons in chemistry, just as a couple of examples. Bully still manages to keep the essence of Grand Theft Auto just by being able to fight and having a variety of weapons suitable for the game. Slingshots, bags of marbles, itching powder, baseball bats, wooden planks, stink bombs, firecrackers, and the spud gun are amongst the weapons available. And for traversal, you can go ahead and steal some poor student's or townie's bike, but you can also have your own skateboard, ride scooters, and even go go-karting. The funny thing is, I don't even remember beating this game at all. Like, I had to download the Xbox app to check my old achievements from back in the day, but its story and gameplay and premise, Billy's just going to be one of those games you continue to look back and feel like you can always have fun with. It's yet to be replicated since its release, and that's what makes the game continue to stand out all these years later. I figured I'd do a couple honorable mentions because there are more than a few games I could talk about, but I didn't want to be cliche with some of these picks. While I mentioned that Batman Arkham City was the first game that really gave me that wow experience, it was actually The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D that really left me in awe upon completing it. I played both of these games in the same year, so I was definitely treated right back in 2011, but it's just one game that will always stand out to me and have a special place in my heart. Another honorable mention, sure, it just goes out to the entire Pokemon series. Despite the recent shortcomings, some may say for some of the more recent entries in the franchise, personally, I still love them all, and anything DS era and before really had a stranglehold on my childhood, and even today as a grown-ass man if I'm being quite honest. So I'll probably be playing these games for the rest of my life. But that's gonna wrap up this video, everyone. What are some games from your childhood that still stand out to you even today? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content like this. We're really on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'm not stopping there, so make sure you also join the Bros Lair Discord server, linked in the description below. We're building up and growing our community every single day, so join the family. But that's it for the video, all. Hope you all have a fantastic and great day. Stay safe. Peace.